Hello, it's June here, and it's time to make some modification to your usual routine. As always, I'm only going to talk about a few key things that you need to be aware of in June. So the first one is that generally that's time for you to stop your fertilizing with nitrogen-containing fertilizers. Now it's time for your plants to start flowering and to bear fruit. Hopefully by this time they already have enough leaves, enough green mass in order to be able to do proper photosynthesis and provide nutrition for your future fruits. So at this point, when flowers are about to start blooming, it's great time to stop using nitrogen-contained fertilizers. For example, the fertilizer which I described how to make for free on your own in this video. And it's time to switch to potassium and phosphorus containing fertilizers, which are exactly what's needed to your plants now with low nitrogen. As always, I'm only using natural ingredients, so the best way is to use ash, wooden ash, ash from your fireplace or ash from your meat. So what you need to do is to take about one glass, 200 milliliter glass of ash, and dissolve it in 10 liters of water. It will not dissolve immediately. However, you can first of all still use it the same way. If you mix it well, then there would be just pieces of ash which is left also in your garden, and then when it rains or when you water, they will be slowly dissolving over coming months. And the second way, which is even better, is to have the solution of ash in water and keep it for a long time, for example, at least for 2 weeks, but the longer the better, periodically mixing it to ensure that water, that extraction goes better. And don't forget, of course, to mix before watering. Usually it's, as I said, 1 glass of ash for 10 liters of water. You can do it only once or twice, as I said, because if you are using ash, then it takes some time for the macro and micro elements to be dissolved and consumed by your plants. If you are using halates or mineral fertilizers, then of course you need to repeat this several times because they don't stay for a long time in your soil and many other reasons. But I would argue that ash is much better because it's a very complex fertilizer which already contains almost everything except nitrogen and carbon that's needed for your plant. The second important thing is not to forget about regular watering, and not only of your vegetables, but also your fruits, your trees, your bushes, almost everything in your garden. It's very hot now, and this is the time that it's very important for your fruits to digest enough water, because it requires a lot of water to produce fruits, because they cannot just consume fertilizers without water. They feed with water solutions, so they have to dissolve everything before they consume it, and also because they breathe from their leaves, so this water evaporates. It's important to water in the morning or in the evening. And it's very important also that you water regularly. You cannot just water once a week a lot and then forget about plant, because the water would be first too waterlogged and then too dry, and that's not good for the plant. You need to ensure regular nutrition, which means regular water access, which means that you have to water regularly to ensure that the soil is slightly wet all the time. The best for this is drip irrigation. However, if you don't have drip irrigation, depending on how much space you have, you can just water it manually. Don't forget that it's very important not to water for example, tomatoes and cucumbers, but also all other plants, including potatoes or fruit trees or raspberries or strawberries. They all need water, but unfortunately, many people forget about it. Also, in terms of adding solutions of fertilizers, it's better if you water first with usual water, and then you add this solution, so that it goes to the soil much better and it's more available to your plants. Another thing which you should not forget and which is very important is to keep protecting your plants against diseases and pests. Usually the weather, if it's too raining, which is happening now in some regions, is conducive for diseases, to get more diseases, for them to spread faster. And if it's very hot, then for pests, different pests of your fruits, vegetables, or any other tree, bushes, or other plants. Therefore, it's very important that you do preventive spraying with organic fungicides and insecticides. Inorganic ones are not that good, especially now, because they have a waiting period. Some of them have waiting period of even 60 days or some even more. So it's very dangerous to use them now, and in my opinion, it's very dangerous to use them all the time. That's why you should start using biological fungicides. Here, a few things to keep in mind. The first one, because they are based on live bacteria or fungi, then if you have been using inorganic fungicides or insecticides, that they are likely to die as well. So you cannot just use inorganic one today and in a week organic one. They just wouldn't work. It would be waste of your money. So you have to select your routine organic one, I recommend, and stick to it. I will not tell you the name of what you need to buy to spray, because it's different in different countries. However, you can search for organic fungicides or organic insecticides and check the ingredients. Generally, if you see that it's some live microorganism, then it should be organic and you should be able to use them. They usually or do not have any waiting period at all, or waiting period of maximum of 3 days. So then you can use them all the time, every summer. It's important also to do it regularly, every 10 to 14 days, so that you prevent as much as possible spread of the disease or pests. Usually when you notice that you have a lot of pests or there is some kind of disease, it's usually already too late, because it spread very much that you can notice, and it's very difficult to treat it. It's possible. It is possible. For example, watch my video on peach leaf curl, where I did treat with biological fungicides my peach trees, and in 3 weeks they did become healthy. However, it's better for you and for your plants not to get sick, right? Or not to get eaten, but to prevent this. So do not forget to do it. I will also make a video very soon on organic fungicides and all the possible ways of fighting diseases of plants. So do subscribe in order not to miss it. I already recorded it. I just need to do some more work, and you will see it very soon. So with this, I hope it's been very useful for you. And to recap, there are 3 very important things to do in June. The first one is stop nitrogen fertilizers and start using complex fertilizers that contain phosphorus and potassium. The second one is to not forget to regularly water all your plants, including trees and bushes. And the third one is don't forget to regularly prevent your diseases and pests by using biological fungicides and insecticides. And when you do that, don't forget that it's very important to spray very good, and especially from the bottom side of the leaves where diseases and pests are harbored. With this, check my other videos, which you can see now on the screen, and subscribe so I can see you in the next video. Bye.